On this week's KRAM, we'll cover the new 7-minute passing periods, the club process, our football D-line, senior parking spots, and the Spirit Week.
All this and more on this week's KRAM.
Welcome to this week's KRAM. I'm Alexis Walker.
And I'm Elias Daniel. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode.
Elias has been chasing this story on the new 7-minute passing periods. He went out to find how the student body feels about the change.
Rampart has undergone a couple of changes since last school year, with the most notable being the new passing periods. Students have had some mixed opinions on how this change is affecting tardiness and other aspects of their school lives.
With the addition of the new passing periods, we wanted to ask some of our students what their opinions are.
I guess they're kind of smart to have, so then all these kids won't be late to class and, be on time. But then again, it makes the classes longer to sit through, and you're just messes up the schedule, so it's confusing.
I like it just because then I don't have to stress going between classes. It doesn't really affect me that much, but it is nice knowing that I was close sometimes last year, but now I don't really have to think about it at all.
I don't really like the new passing periods. I feel like lunch is way too short, making it impossible to get to class on time.
I like them, mainly because you get more time, to get to your classes and whatnot. I will say, though, I don't like how our lunch is a lot shorter, just because I liked having the longer lunch to study or eat and socialize with my friends.
Miss Sanders has more information on why these changes were made and the effect she sees it having on the school.
We have a calendar committee that will be working this year on creative ways that we can meet our minutes as high school. So high schools have a different minute requirement than elementary and middle, and we have to be compliant, part of the state that we have to be compliant with, and it's very intricate the way all the details work. So passing periods count as part of our minutes, except for the passing period after lunch. If passing periods aren't consistent, the state would flag that as a concern. So in order to keep our lunch long enough to allow you guys time to go off campus, we had to increase our passing periods.
We also asked her if she saw any downsides.
I don't really see a lot of downsides. I think it allows kids more time to use the restroom or grab the thing that they might need, have a break. Sitting in 91-minute classes is a super long time, so I think it's fair to give kids that break, and staff, so now staff can grab something off the copy machine, use the restroom, and still be there at the beginning and end of every class. So
we also asked the students if they thought that this change was accomplishing its job in making students have less tardies to class.
I think maybe for students who have lockers and who have to go far for the lockers, but I think other than that, it's not really doing anything.
No, people are just going to stand and talk and then be late to class again.
I feel like it is working, but at the same time, I still see people coming in late, so, it all just kind of depends with those people, but I feel like it is helping others get to class sooner.
This has been Elias Daniel reporting for KRAM.
All right. Thanks to all who shared their perspectives on the passing period changes.
As most of you know, Rampart has an abundance of clubs, but you might not know that you can create a club yourself.
Let's go to Tiernan to find out more about the club process.
With the start of the new year, many people are applying to create clubs that represent their communities. In order to have a club, you need to have a teacher to be your advisor, but more importantly, you need to have the desire and a special interest you'd like to share with others.
I'd been in the D&D club for a while. Beforehand, I have always really enjoyed running D&D and stuff, so I wanted to continue to be able to run D&D.
So we both created clubs because it gives opportunity for students who would like to practice Chinese language and learn some Chinese cultures also builds a community where we all can celebrate Chinese traditions together.
Student starting clubs is actually much easier than I think many people assume. We currently have applications in my office. You complete the application and then you have to have it turned in to me no later than September 26th. Students can propose clubs either of a curricular or non-curricular nature.
I started the Binfluencers, and basically I got this idea while doing a Spanish project last year, and I think it's just really important to keep Rampart updated and clean because it gets really dirty during the year.
The process of applying for a club is simple, but following the steps is important.
It does not take long to start a club if it's a previously conceived of club. So if you're trying to make a new club, then the process is different slightly, but all the paperwork is still the same. You just have to get 4 signatures from students.
Any student can come get an application from me or in the front office, or you can go on to the school website. You would go to Student Life. At the top of that, there's a tab for clubs and activities. When you click on that page, there's a yellow button that says club application. You fill out the club application.
It was actually really easy. I just went into Miss Edgett's office and she just gave me a paper to fill out, and I turned it in the next day and it got approved in about another day.
Anyone can apply to create extracurricular clubs.
I think because Rampart prides itself on being a place for every single student, it's important for kids to have their place. And while we do have over 25 clubs available for students, that doesn't mean that we have a club that any particular student is looking for. And so that's why students have the ability to create their own clubs.
I think they should. I think it's a good experience just to get closer to your Rampart students. I would say yes, because it allows you to share what you're interested in and also give a chance for students to learn new skill while having fun and making new friends.
Students have to find a teacher to sponsor their club when they are not tied to a curricular class.
I picked Mr. Mooring because he has consistently sponsored D&D Club, and I know that his room is a good space for it.
We chose Miss Cowden because she's the Chinese teacher and she was most open to Chinese club.
I would just talk to the teachers that are on their schedule, talk to their friends who may know some interests that teachers have. And honestly, talking to any adult, we can, for the most part, point you in a direction based on the content of your club.
The due date for applications is approaching fast, so get your friends together and make it happen. This has been Tiernan Caps, reporting for Kram.
Club proposals are due September 26th to Miss Edgett in the front office, so make sure you get them in.
Let's take a minute since we have a brief reminder from our FBLA team. In our sports coverage this week, our Rampart football D-line is a vital part of our team. Alexis went on the field to find out more.
This year, Rampart's defense line has been putting in the work, training hard.
This year, our D-line is being led by team captain Cade Warner, who's setting standards for constant dedication and leadership needed for the team to succeed.
In my opinion, our defensive line is one of the best in the state. I think we have incredible potential and great athletes, and this year is different than some other years where we actually have some depth and good backups that can come in and step in the game, and they can play for the starters who are sometimes playing upwards of 150 snaps a game.
We're a young team, so it's time to step up and live to some of the older guys that came before us, and we're kind of building that young team back up again.
We're all pretty close. Been playing with a lot of us have been playing each other for 2 years now, so.
We have a great defensive line. We've got some kids who work really, really hard. Depending on the front, we're either in an odd front or an even front, and our kids really have embraced the change. And one of the things about football, the more physical you are, the better you are, and I think our kids up front are really taking it to our opponents.
Usually we start off with our footwork. We have bags that we'll do step overs, we'll do lateral drills, and then we'll usually go to some contact where we practice our moves, which is a long arm and a rip. And then we will go to team and use everything we've learned to try to put it together and play a football game.
We do a lot of like weightlifting in the off season and just practicing since June.
It's been competition off and on lately, but it's a lot of work and everybody else is inspired to get their starting position. So it's been a dogfight.
The D-Line's head coach, Nick Lyles, wasn't able to be interviewed for this segment. However, his players and fellow coach had great things to say about him, as well as how they can improve for the rest of the season.
We've been blessed to have Coach Lyles on staff since 2014. He's steadily improved our kids every single day, every single week. Every year we produce kids that are phenomenal at the defensive line, and no different this year.
I love the coaches. Coaches are amazing. Best part.
So far, I think we're really good at penetrating and stopping runs that come up the middle, and I just think that if we can get more aggressive, I think we'd be really good.
We're just trying new ways to get around O-line, and we're switching up a few of our play calling and just how we run it.
I mean, our D-line is okay. They play it hard. They play what they're supposed to do. So I don't worry about D-line that much.
This is Alexis Walker signing off for Kram.
Good luck on a well-executed season, gentlemen.
Senior parking spots are a Rampart tradition, and this year's are especially creative. Daniel Mooring has the story.
You may have noticed these colorful parking spots here at Rampart, but why are they here? Staff shared why Rampart seniors have the opportunity to paint their parking spots.
It has been quite a challenge to get our district to approve the process of painting parking spots on campus. One of the things I think that has really gone into this has been the idea of freedom of expression and allowing our kids to be able to kind of execute and show off who they are.
We had a group of seniors, I believe it was 2 years ago, who kind of petitioned Miss Sanders and said, we really want to do this. They're doing it at other schools, and Miss Sanders said, okay.
Students explained why they wanted to paint and how they designed their spots.
I wanted to paint my parking spot because it's like a good Rampart tradition that I've seen all 4 years, and all my friends were doing it, so I was just excited to participate.
It's something that I wanted to do since my freshman year, and I love painting.
So I thought it would be something fun to do with my friends, and it looked really cool.
Because I'm Polish, so I wanted to do the Polish folk art design that I've seen. So that's just basically what I wanted to incorporate for my design.
Spider from Spider-Man, and I painted a black like Venom. It's pretty cool.
I designed my parking spot. I made a similar painting a couple years ago with the same design, and I really enjoyed painting it, and it was on my bed frame for a while, and I enjoyed the shading and all the colors, and so I decided to do it for my parking spot.
Miss Bailey, one of the teachers in charge, explained the process of painting senior parking spots.
Have to obviously get the approval of our admin. Student council paints over the spots from the previous school year. So that's a lot of the pre-planning. And then we go through the process of getting our packets, up to date and making sure they have all the right dates and stuff. Once our students receive their packets, they have a little bit of time to fill those out, do their design. Whatever they turn in on their design packet is exactly what they need to paint in the parking spot, so that we can make sure things are spelled correctly, things are not copyright, things are appropriate for the rules that we have to follow on our campus. And then once all of the approvals are said and done, I approve them, Miss Edgett approves them, Miss Sanders approves them. We have to have a signature from the parent and the student as well to say they understand all the rules.
Finally, students and staff shared which spots they liked the best.
My favorite spot that I've seen is actually my daughter's. She is a senior at another school, and she did the nightmare before graduation and did the mountain with zero and got to help her with that.
A couple Rapunzel, Tangled inspired spots, and they all look so pretty.
Probably Kaylin's spot. It's the tangled flower design. It's really cool.
Probably the one right next to me, and it's Dante's. He's got a bunch of flowers from Murakami. I don't know if you know it, but it's just one artist. It's pretty cool.
Well, I really like this one next to mine. It's in the lot above mine. It's my friend Kaylee's, but I really enjoy all the whimsical things she added to hers. She has a bunch of animals and colors, and I feel it just really pops.
We hope the seniors had fun painting and have gotten the chance to look at all the spots. This has been Daniel Mooring reporting for KRAM.
It sounds like the seniors really put time and effort into their spots.
Our final segment is about Rampart's loud and proud spirit as we close up on this Homecoming Spirit Week.
Ricky Craig has the coverage.
StuCo puts a lot of time and effort into Spirit Weeks, but they do it to improve the community.
Yes, it's that time of year again, Rams. HOCO is right around the corner. We all start wearing blue and yellow for the tailgate. And most importantly, we can see everyone's Spirit Week outfits. But to see how Spirit Week works, we asked Spirit Week Advisory Committee members.
So I would say the Spirit Week job in Student Council is kind of a tough one because you have to meet the needs of a lot of students. You're never going to make everybody happy, but we do our best to really try and make sure that we are fitting the needs of our student body, that we're meeting the needs of people financially, right? If they're doing a Spirit Day that comes with a cost of some sort, needing to buy supplies, materials, outfits of some sort. So the job of the Spirit Week Committee is not easy, and I hope that our student body and our staff understand that, right? And so when we look at planning a Spirit Day or a Spirit Week, we have a certain amount that we do throughout the year. We never want to repeat things. We want to make it new and fresh and exciting, but we also want to stay with what's trendy. There's a lot of things that people see on their social media accounts or that they see their friends at other schools do. And so we want to make it user-friendly, we want to make it cost-effective, and we want to make it something that everybody can participate in.
We kind of just like get in a group like with the committee and just kind of come up with ideas, and we just kind of list them down, just like all of them, and just figure out which ones apply to like each event for Christmas and stuff, or like for Halloween and homecoming and Kram.
So we do it with the committee, so it's a little bit easier not being the only one in charge of it all, especially with like the ones that you are always gonna have. Like we do Adam Sandler Day a lot and Blue and Gold a lot too. So it's more of like, how can we theme it to the Spirit Week specifically that we're about to do?
Does this planning work though? To know, we asked participating Spirit Week students.
It just kind of gives a way of like bringing everyone together.
Everyone has their own different ideas, so they could each do different things.
I like how everyone just gets to work together creatively and that the Rampart community gets to really express themselves.
What Spirit Week days have our students dressed as to have this reaction?
I'm homeboy and my partner is cowboy and my partner is a homeboy.
It's Monday and yawn out.
I'm a tennis pro. And then my friend is frat pro.
How do these opinions impact Spirit Week planning though?
You know, I really just think that as long as we're finding what our students are interested in and they're excited about, we can make any Spirit Day fun. And again, the more people that participate in the Spirit Days, the less weird it is, the more exciting it is, and the more unified we are.
To finish off, Miss Bailey will help us with our summary.
Do your Spirit Days. Dress up. It's fun. And you're weird if you don't do Spirit Days. Respectfully.
This has been Ricky Craig, signing off for Kram.
Such a fun and spirited week. We also have a brief ad for the upcoming Roar event on September 23rd.
For more info, see Ms. Schneider in 401 or Ms. Hiltz in counseling. Let's check in with Jessica Nazaruk for this week's Stu Corner.
Hey Rams, I'm Jessica Nazaruk. Welcome to Stu Corner. The homecoming tailgate is tonight from 5:30 to 6:45 p.m. with a chance to dunk your teachers. Bring cash to support Bald for Bucks and to soak your teachers. There will also be food, games, and more. There will be a halftime royalty presentation at the game with fireworks. The homecoming dance is on Saturday night from 7 to 10 p.m., and everyone must have an ID for entry. There is no entry after 9 p.m. and no re-entry once you leave. Remember to choose safe and be smart on the road, Rams. Now back to Elias and Alexis.
Thanks, Jessica. Thank you for watching this week's KRAM.
See you at the homecoming game tonight against Doherty, and the dance tomorrow night.
This has been Alexis Walker
and Elias Daniel, signing off for KRAM.
The vital part is called. I messed it up again. Proud Spirit Week. Oh my gosh. Oh,
You can do it with
I'm
me.
joking. Okay, I got it.
Senior parking spots are Rampart why do I struggle to say tradition?
Roar event on September 3rd. 23rd. I got this.